details, I wandered over to the display of brochures and grabbed one advertising something called the Victory Egg. I flipped through the pamphlet, expecting pictures of some sort, but it was made up entirely of extremely small text. I squinted, but the words all blended together.
Okay. Are you reading?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
I held the text up close to my face and closed one eye and was about to start reading. Poor soldier, despite all his charms, when a hand slammed down on my shoulder. "Come on," Truman said, "let's get the bags." We got our luggage from the car and found our room, room 106. The room was pretty much what was to be expected. The door didn't fit real snug in its frame, so there were little gaps along the top and bottom where the cold air blew in. There was a mini fridge with the microwave sitting somewhat precariously on top next to the TV. 2 beds as promised. A little table with a chair on either side, each one coated in a fine assortment of horrible stains. The bathroom was a standard low-rent motel bathroom, a small, cramped area with just enough space for a toilet and bathtub shower, and barely enough room for the door to swing open and let someone inside. Just outside of the bathroom door, in a little enclave, was the sink. Now here's something that never made much sense to me. Why would you separate the sink from the toilet and tub? The whole bathroom area was located through a small arch, which implies that they could have easily put a door there, and therefore made a larger, more spacious bathroom, with the sink and mirror and things right there inside. Personally, I always thought the act of washing one's hands was meant to stop the spread of germs. What fucking good is it to have to open a door before washing hands? Surely that's the very essence of counterproductive, but I'm getting off track. It's a habit of mine to always check for the Gideon Bible in every hotel or motel room I stay at. That little book with its sinister red-black cover is always there, everywhere I go, and always the same message on the cover, placed by the Gideons. I think it stems back to an old Bill Hicks routine about wanting to catch a Gideon. The Gideons have always been a kind of mythical race in my head, like a mysterious tribe of nomads leaving Bibles in motel rooms as if to say, "We have been here," claiming millions of rooms nationwide. Like the Mafia, only a little more unsettling because they never actually do anything. So while Truman went in to use the bathroom, I went over to the little nightstand between our beds and opened the drawer. There were a few crushed insects inside, a motel directory, a notepad and pen, but much to my surprise, no little red-black book. Instead, pushed all the way in back of the drawer, there was a thin black book, covered in creases and tears from years of use. Written in big white letters on the cover were the words, "With weeping his laughter rust heaven to dance," with the name Jonathan Hollingshed printed in smaller white letters across the bottom. I flipped the book over, but the back cover was blank, just black. However, the spine bore the phrase, "Hold their hands to sky," in tiny white letters. I opened to a random page and read a passage. "Then I was afraid too. I have seen with the skin is the earth to be split open by again, yes. Screams of his buttocks, 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 and legs of our voices let us go to battle at any time. Errors have been. Ho there! Managua!" The loud sucking sound of the toilet flushing snapped me out of the book. I threw it back in the drawer and kneed it shut so as not to arouse Truman's suspicion. Truman walked out and washed his hands and then looked over at me. "What?" he said. Nothing. I didn't say anything." Truman grunted and walked past me, looking for something in one of his bags. I smelled smoke on him as he came closer. "Were you smoking in there?" I asked. He looked up from his bag and sighed. Yes, Johnny boy, I was smoking. Is there a problem with that?" "Well," I said, "this isn't a smoking room." "Well, it fucking is now," Truman shouted at me. "All right, fine," I said. "Shit, they have your card info, not mine." I glanced around the room, trying to get out of the uncomfortable situation. "I gotta go take a piss." "Watch out for snakes," Truman said, back to digging through his bag. I ignored him and went into the bathroom. While I did my business, I noticed the cigarette butts and ashes in the bathtub. I don't know how Truman managed to smoke that much in that short amount of time, but I didn't think much of it. He was apparently in a shitty mood, so he could have been capable of anything.
Somebody else want to have a go?
You told me to. You're the one that said to read it.
I didn't realize.